Good afternoon, respected ones. In this video, I would like to present before you a topic from gender studies or gender school and society. Nothing else but gender fair pedagogy or pedagogy. Pedagogy or pedagogy is science of teaching. That is the methodologies used by a teacher inside the classroom. Then what does gender fair pedagogy means? What does gender fair pedagogy mean? Before telling about gender fair pedagogy, we should talk about gender biased pedagogy. Because people always think that traditional educational systems follow gender biased pedagogy. What is gender biased pedagogy? Gender biased pedagogy is the teaching strategy used by teachers where they give more opportunities to the boy students in some in the case of some activities, or they always give some roles only to boys by telling that such roles cannot be performed by girl students. And modern educationists think that this is not right. There should be gender fair pedagogy. That means a teacher should create a strategy for teaching any type of lessons or organizing any type of learning activities or co-curricular activities by giving equal opportunities to boy students and girl students, or without creating any archetypes or any typical role to girls or to boys. So there should not be any sort of typical role to one gender and some other typical roles to the other gender. For example, if the teacher conducts a group activity inside the classroom, teacher, or it is seen that, or it is said that teachers always select boys as moderators of discussions. Because they believe that boys can lead, or boys can control, or boys can manage group activities. So it's a sort of partiality. So the activity becomes gender biased. So there should not be such a bias, there should not be such a partiality. Girls also should be allowed to moderate discussions. As an example, so gender fair pedagogy is a strategy created by a teacher by giving equal opportunities to the members of different gender groups without fixing typical roles on the basis of gender difference. How can you create gender fair pedagogy, or how can you make your pedagogy gender fair? What activities or what measures a teacher can take to make his pedagogy or her pedagogy or their teaching methodology gender fair? The first thing is that Teachers should ask questions to equal number of students from each gender group. For example, if teacher asks a question to two boys, then teacher should ask that particular question to girls. If there are transgenders, then teacher should ask questions to transgenders too whenever the teacher asks questions to boys and girls. Teacher should never ask questions to more boys than girls or to more girls than boys. Actually, it is said that teachers often put questions to boys, more boys than girls. The second one is that whenever the teacher assigns some duties to students, there should not be typical roles. For example, it is often seen that educationists tell that it is often seen that boys are assigned the duty of hanging charts on the wall, while girls are assigned the duty of writing in the chart or pasting some pictures in the chart. So according to educationists, that it becomes gender biased pedagogy. If the teacher calls a boy to hang the chart one day, another day teacher should call a girl student to hang the chart on the wall according to the promoters of gender fair pedagogy. Inside the classroom, boys are asked to lift benches and desks or chairs, or boys are assigned the duty of arranging seats, and girls are assigned the duty of cleaning the chairs, cleaning the desks, and something like that. It should not be there because each and every activity at the school is a part of pedagogy. And whenever there is some debate or discussions, as I told earlier, boys are assigned the duty of moderators, but according to the promoters of gender fair pedagogy, teachers should select moderators of discussions and debates alternatively. If a teacher selects a boy student as the moderator of a discussion on a day, another day a girl student should be selected as the moderator of discussion or debate. And similarly, whenever teacher uses some examples for explaining some concepts or the meaning of some words or something like that, teacher should consider all the gender groups inside the classroom. For example, whenever we talk about adventurous things, We would give examples of some men. For example, if an English teacher teaches the word adventure, adventures, and he would select an example from the life, from any field of life, and he or she would tell about some men. Whenever we talk about, whenever we talk about courage, bravery, and something like that, we always use examples. We always use men as examples. But according to the promoters of gender fair pedagogy, for such things also we should select examples of women too. Also, it's also something important. And whenever the teacher use, whenever the teachers use some terms, they should try to select or use general terms according to the promoters of gender fair pedagogy. For example, if the teacher comes to use the word chairman, instead of using chairman, the teacher can use chairperson. Yes. Such words should be used. Such gender fair words should be used by the teacher whenever he or she discusses something inside the classroom according to the promoters of gender fair pedagogy. And at times, teachers may have to show some videos to teach some items inside the classroom. According to the promoters of gender fair pedagogy, teachers should be careful enough to show videos of men and women alternatively. Actually, the promoters of gender fair pedagogy tell that the girl students of a classroom should never feel that they are neglected, they are ignored, they are humiliated, and they are thrown away from the mainstream of the classroom. This is gender fair pedagogy. Thank you very much.